Hi, thanks for having me here in Berlin at FASHIONTECH. It's not exactly my core competence to talk about fashion. Marketing is a little bit more my competence, but I was proud of myself this morning. I came by train from Hamburg, and it took me only a couple of minutes to notice that something is going on in Berlin. Because the people on the train were dressed so much nicer and so much better than on a regular train ride from Hamburg to Berlin. So I could tell there's stuff happening, and I felt proud to be part of it, and I thought maybe some of the people on this train might maybe check out my stuff today. What I will talk to you about is marketing, and I try to give you an update on what's happening in the digital marketing sphere, in the world of digital marketing, and maybe like some operational insights. And maybe here and there, obviously, a remark towards fashion. What I find, there's a lot of these bullshit phrases. The world is changing, very dynamic. Yeah, we all know that. But the most impressive thing that I noticed recently in media and in marketing is that it only takes very few seconds of attention to build billion-dollar companies in our industry, right? I mean, with your money. You as the fashion guys, you spend money for advertising, and we only have very few seconds and make or create really expensive companies with that. That is happening in a time when you can buy traffic from Facebook for very little money. So to get the traffic, to get the attention from a user is not very difficult these days. I would say it's historically cheap to buy traffic, to buy attention, for instance, from Facebook. What you see there is the click prices that we pay for articles that we wrote on our portal, and you pay like a couple of euro cents only for a click. That is, trust me, that's not going to get cheaper than that. And in the coming years, we'll all have to pay way more per click to get traffic and users from Facebook. Google AdWords used to be the big thing in digital marketing. I mean, Google, remember, or still is, this big company. The problem only is for advertisers, and I assume most of you are advertisers, and for media companies as well, it is at its max. It never worked for media to begin with, and now even for advertisers in retail, it's at the absolute peak. If you look at click prices on Google for certain keywords, I mean, if you want to advertise and buy clicks from users that have typed one of these keywords into Google, you pay up to 30 or even more euro per click, right? I mean, that's 30 euros for one single click on a Google advertising placement. Compare that to Facebook. I mean, it's a different use case, but still, I mean, you see where the prices are going. And I would say Google as a marketing channel in most fields is maxed out. You can't really profitably buy new customers from Google at this point, except you're doing it at a really big scale and you are having other effects that work for you. Then in marketing, the big thing was TV. Remember like how Zalando started? Zalando, the big thing. They were probably the first advertiser, retail brand or platform that invested into TV advertising. And when they did that at the time, it worked perfectly. It was a time when there was only BMW, Ferrero, and others, Kromberger, a German beer brand, they advertised on TV. And then came Zalando. And people had all the attention to react to a direct marketing campaign. And they were sitting on their sofas and watching TV. And they got just one direct marketing message. And that was the Zalando message. And that obviously works. Today, if you turn into German TV, you see that it's full of direct response campaigns. There's not only Zalando, there's Outfittery, there's all these other direct response and e-commerce and retail and fashion players. And now that they have to share the attention, TV is in his effect is going down. So that it's not that big of a leverage, and you can't can't pull that much traffic, that many people from TV advertising that you used to a couple years ago. So since that is such a problem, advertisers and startups and new companies these days, they try to find solutions. They try to find answers to the question, where is new traffic coming from at reasonable prices? Where can I find new customers today in 2016? And then there's display advertising. You see all these banners, and people in online marketing, they're always exposed to a lot of companies in this banner world. And that's the value chain in the display advertising, in the banner world, right? There's so many different players that try to help you do banner advertising, retargeting, and all these things. And when you look at this chart, you can immediately tell it's extremely crowded. It's really intransparent. And I can tell you the value chain is way too long. There is no real first mover advantages, and there's no chance to buy efficient traffic through display banners these days. So another wasted channel if you want. There's even tons of display advertising that are up for sale. So if you like to buy a display advertising company, feel free. There's some available here in Berlin for very little money. So since that is the case, and it's not, we haven't found this channel yet, and as I told you, these other channels are maxed out of other reasons. They are too difficult. People stare and expect the solution to come out of storytelling, content, native, all these big buzzwords. They promise the world a new marketing solution. Let's see if there's one. There's success cases. One of the success cases that I personally like is a French story. That lady, she wrote a personal newsletter to her friends in Paris, and then that newsletter was really amazing content, very personal, very individual, very good writer, and it spread, and people forwarded this newsletter, and all of a sudden she had the marketing before she had the business. And then she noticed, whoa, I'm reaching so many people with my newsletter, I'm going to put e-commerce business on top. And now she's selling things from Paris, samples, fashion, beauty products that she puts into boxes, and she sells boxes very successfully, does 8-figure revenue. The company was bought up by Axel Springer for, I believe, 60 million. Basically, is built on content marketing, on this little newsletter. One newsletter helped build this company. I believe she has not done much other advertising. Then there are stories like this one. That story is famous in online marketing and online advertising in Germany. That lady is a YouTube influencer. I mean, not anyone. She's probably the biggest lady on YouTube in Germany. And she partnered with a retail company, DM, like beauty products and what's that? Drugstore in the end, yeah, drugstore. And they partnered and they created a new shampoo. And apparently that shampoo is sort of sweet or something. I don't know. I'm not using it. I'm not the target group. But the case, I noticed the case, even though I'm not the target group. And she and her partner in the drugstore, they are selling that shampoo now for 8-figure revenue. Within weeks. And now it's sold. I mean, it was sold out when it first launched. I believe they have produced more of that stuff. But it's really like striking the market, and it shows what influencers can do and what, in the end, content marketing can do for you. But it's a very rare case, right? Not every brand can find an influencer of that dimension to work with. So the nice thing about that is, though, look at the value chain. The value chain to work with that lady is you are the advertiser and her. That's a screenshot I took from YouTube, and you can actually contact her right directly through YouTube. There's her telephone number, and here's her web address at her personal web.de account. Quite sweet. Remember display? How all these different logos and people and companies in the value chain with her. You go to YouTube, you like what she does, you check out her subscribers, you notice she has like 3 million something subscribers, and then you just call her right away. You strike a deal with her directly. that's the amazing thing right now in YouTube and a little bit in influencer advertising. It's still a new world. It's still Wild West. There's nobody protecting her. I mean, there is now, but it's not that long ago that you could approach people like that directly. And there's tons of other interesting people out there that you can do business with, but you just have to try. I mean, I notice when I go to bigger corporations and tell them that they are a little afraid. And they're waiting for agencies and for other people to pop up to work with, because they don't trust what they see here. They don't trust to call directly and say, hey, it's me from L'Oreal. I would like to work with you. People are scared and they don't believe in this new business, but it's there. In the end, digital marketing and successful marketing for new brands, or having like this home run stories in marketing, it's all about being the first one on a new platform and seeing an opportunity once it appears. And I'm going to show you some examples of how amazing early stage marketing can work and what early stage marketing can do. That's one of my favorite examples. It's a fashion case, Brands for Friends. I mean, people in Germany probably still know Brands for Friends. It's now part of eBay. It used to be one of the biggest, or the biggest shopping club for fashion in Germany. And if you look at how they grew at the time, they grew and they built their customer base 7-8 years ago. And there was this one placement, the lockout page of StudiVZ. I mean, the Germans in the room, they probably remember StudiVZ. It's what we had before Facebook was there. And people in Germany, we like to log out, right? I mean, it's amazing. I never log out, but we are a nation of logging out. And so, at the time, you logged out of StudiVZ, and every single time that you logged out, there was this one banner of Brands for Friends. And I'm not exactly sure. I've tried to research it and talk to people. It probably generated more than 100,000 sign-ups for the shopping club. So I would even claim that part of the success story of Brands for Friends, and it was like sold to eBay for, I believe, over 100 million euros, is simply based on finding the right advertising at the right time, identifying your opportunity. Great job. Another great job is this example, also from the fashion industry. The Zalando case. I mean, you all know that Zalando is following you around. You know these shoes that follow you around. In Germany, if I want to describe retargeting to somebody, I tell them, look, it's the stuff that follows you around. It's the shoe that follows you around. And when these platforms came out, when the retargeting solution first came out technically, when it was first possible to do that technically, Zalando was right there. They had the TV advertising, and they had tons of users on their website, and then they were one of the early people of the early companies to discover the beauty of retargeting, and they stepped all in and really went into retargeting. So today, retargeting is a commodity. Everybody's doing it. It still makes sense, but it's not like delivering these breakthrough performances. Then today we see HelloFresh, and I look at HelloFresh, and if you're living in Berlin or somewhere else in a bigger city, you know HelloFresh because you see them all over the place. I mean, they want to build an IPO company, a food delivery company. And I ask myself, I'm the marketing guy, I ask myself, where do they get their users from? Where do they buy their customers? What do they do to become that big, that fast? And I believe the solution is their discount coupons. I mean, discount coupons are there for ages. But they discovered if you put discount coupons into Amazon boxes, and if you're really aggressive and step all the way into discount coupons, you can really accelerate your business. And I would attribute a big part of the success of that company to that marketing channel. So they seem to find a marketing solution that works for them. I know that with discount coupons, you don't know if it really works long term, right? You're buying customers that like discount coupons. You don't know if they're going to stay with you all the way, but at least you're gaining new customers for now. So where is that spot? Where is that sweet spot for your company today? So I'm always looking, I'm always trying, or consulting or talking to people and trying to find a similar sweet spot today. And then, all eyes again come back to content marketing. there's a lot of money going into content marketing. Content marketing market volume is twice the size of Facebook revenue, so it seems to be big. People try to build scaling platforms for content marketing. And you see these advertisings or these placements, once you surf on the web and you surf on the web attentively, you notice that if you come to the end of an article, there's recommendations for other articles, like the ones here. I would say there's opportunity in this world right now. Who of you knows this Bubble guy? There's a guy that supposedly speaks 11 languages, only 35 years old. This guy is all over the place, right? That guy, I would argue, is a content marketing myth. He's a content marketing phenomenon. He doesn't exist. Bubble invented this guy and then advertises with this story, with this interesting content marketing story, and distributes the story with the help of Taboola, a company that purchases end-of-article placements on portals such as Business Insider or others. And then you notice that these advertisings, they're not bought up by big corporations. They're still bought up by startups. Very exciting startup in Berlin. Bubble is a very successful Berlin-based translation service, or language learning service, And then you notice there's other players that advertise there that are not big corporations. They are the early movers. They are the first ones to discover a new opportunity. They are cowboys. They see, oh, a new marketing platform is coming. There's a Taboola, or there's an Outbrain all of a sudden in the market. There's new placements. Let me try. Let me see if I can be the first one to profit from this marketing channel, right? Bubble is doing that, and then there's other companies doing that. And if you look deeper into who is advertising there, you see it's really cowboys. It's not, the market is early days. It might be an opportunity for you. Go move with your big brand, move into that field. There's traffic there, and just judged by what Bubble does, it has to work in many cases. Then content marketing obviously is very close to influencer marketing. Next spot after me, I believe you're all waiting for Pamela to come on stage. Give me a couple more minutes. The influencer queen of Germany. Everybody is looking for influencer marketing and sort of like mixes that with content marketing. The problem I see in this market is everybody talks about it, but there's no structuring platform. If you see what it takes to really bring a marketing channel to the top level, it takes a channel, obviously, it takes a structuring platform, and it takes a market maker, an advertiser that really goes all in. Affiliate marketing, the structuring platform was in Europe Zanox. Then we had the market maker at the times, Yamba and others. Same with SEO, Google and Amazon. Retargeting, the structuring platform was Criteo or Sociomantic, and then Zalando, who went all in, who spent millions on that channel and helped that channel grow. And if I look at the influencer channel, I see a channel, I don't see a structuring platform, and I don't see a market maker. I am wondering who is going to be the Zalando of influencing, who is going to be the Yamba of affiliate. It's not there yet. Maybe there's tons of candidates out there. It could be a L'Oreal, it could be a Beiersdorf, it could be a Zalando again, it could be a major fashion brand, but there's nobody really going all in, and also there's no structuring platform yet. Maybe that goes hand in hand, but it's not there in the market these days. There's companies that try to become the structuring platform, for instance, Reward Style, it's big in that field, or I like to know .it. But they're not that big yet. They could be maybe the breakthrough platform. Keep them in mind. Watch out for them. Before I go, I'm going to make a few remarks on podcasting. I believe podcasting is a market that's going to rebound. You've all heard about podcasts, and then you were irritated years ago. People were talking about podcasts, and then all of a sudden the story disappeared. And I believe this thing is coming back. Podcasting will come back for good. You notice that there's money paid for successful podcasters such as these guys, and it's that easy. It's really easy to create audience on podcasts. And everybody's doing it. It's not like fashion guys cannot be successful in podcasting. I believe you can. Even we can. Look, there's our little brand, Online Marketing Rockstars, doing one of the top 50 podcasts in Germany. If we can do that, if we, like a 30 people company, can be successful in that area, you can. And there's thousands of people listening to my stuff every week. So if that is not a chance, and it's not difficult. I mean, this is the channel I can recommend these days. Let me just switch a little faster. You've heard podcasts.
We could listen to you also another day.
There's success cases in the US. In the end, before I go, I want to deliver. I came here to deliver value for you. I mean, you paid to be here, so I'm the one that wants to bring value to you. Let me, before I leave, mention 3 more platforms that I believe could be the decisive and breakthrough platforms for your marketing. One is Product Hunt, one is House, and one is Musical.ly, an app that is supposedly the new Snapchat. If you invite me, I'm the hype machine. I create hypes. I tell you what the new Snapchat is. I'm not talking about Snapchat. I'm talking the new Snapchat. So Musical.ly might be the new Snapchat. If you want to learn more about these platforms and more about marketing, watch out for Online Marketing Rockstars. We write about them, and we do conferences like this one just for marketing people. Feel invited. Thanks for having me. That's it.